Hey y'all, welcome back to Andy's Little Homestead. You know, sometimes I think that God has a sense of humor because just the other day I made a video and I used the example of keeping a positive attitude when your truck's not running. Well, guess what we got going on today? It's not that it's not running, but it ain't running right, and today we got to track it down. It's my own fault, because I have a bit of a type. You know, I like my trucks like I like my women. Older than me and a little bit unstable. My girl told me that that was my type, and I told her that she has a type too. She said, "What type is that?" I said, "Ruggedly homeless." It did fine when it was cold, but then after it's gotten up to temperature, when I accelerate, it's kind of stumbling a little bit. Because of the fact that the truck's running, we know that we got fuel, fire, and air. The fact that it's not running right, chances are it's a problem with the proportions of one of those things. So anyway, I suspect a vacuum leak. We're going to track it down. Easiest way to find a vacuum leak on an older carbureted engine like this, use some starter fluid. Wherever there's a leak, that starter fluid's going to get pulled in and it's going to end up revving the engine a little bit. We'll know we've narrowed it down. If gasoline is vaporized dinosaurs, then starter fluid is basically a velociraptor on PCP. Quick side note on starter fluid, it works, but if you start using it, you're going to have to keep using it to run it. That's always just a general rule that I've heard. I can't necessarily confirm it personally, but if you need starter fluid to get it started, it's probably worth figuring out what the actual problem is. We're going to spray it at different connections, spots where the carburetor is pulling a vacuum. It's right in there. That little port in the intake manifold. Had a little homemade plug on it. Believe it or not my work, but I have done it. So we're going to take this, we're going to cover it with some RTV, shove it back in the hole, let it dry out. The tube says 24 hours, but the engine's already up to temperature. It'll be good in like an hour. And I know some mechanics can jump on here like, no, don't do that. Done before, Kemosabe. It usually works. Now, I actually did have a small heads up about this problem. Within the last few weeks, I've adjusted the carburetor several times, basically going for a richer mixture. I originally thought that it was just a result of the cold, but now I'm thinking that the leak had more to do with that since I had more air being introduced. Now, most of the miracle fixes in a can that you can find at AutoZone don't do anything, but seafoam is one exception. It's been around for like 384 years. They used to give it to horses to increase their horsepower. Don't do that. Don't feed it to the horses. Since I've been running it rich, I want to do something that's called a hot soak. And this is good for any number of engines. Doing a hot soak is a good way to clean up any kind of buildup that's happening in the combustion chamber. It can, clean off your valves and anything that's building up on the spark plugs. It's just, I like to do it once a year. It's a good maintenance procedure. So now we've given the RTV 24 hours to dry. So I'm going to show y'all what I do. Obviously, I'm recommending to follow the instructions on the bottle. You're going to take it, dump it straight down the carburetor until it chokes everything out. Stuff is extremely flammable, so follow safety precautions or something. From there, I'm going to fill it all the way up, and then I'm going to press on the gas a couple times to let it soak down. Then we're going to leave it there for about 5 minutes to soak in, start breaking some of that crap up. After 5 minutes, start it up. It's going to smoke like hell for a little while, but after it's all burned off, she'll be running smoother than she was, I promise. Smells good. I feel like we're really making progress. Don't mind me, just melting some icebergs. Couple final notes. Kale, not like the vegetable, like my follower, the guy who follows this page, Kale. Yeah, you. Your girl Eve wanted to wish you a happy Valentine's Day, so I guess I'll do that. That's a little weird, but we'll go with it because I'm a man of my word. She promised to do that thing that you've been asking about. And before all the experts go into the comments, I am not a mechanic. I'm just a guy who likes crappy old trucks, tries to keep them running, and so far I've got a 100% success rate with that. There's more than one way to skin a cat, so just be easy. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. I hope you learned something. I love y'all, and God bless.
Wouldn't happen if you bought a Ford. Shut up.
The truck is 41 years old.